Why are so many people overwhelmed with clutter? Disorganization is causing shame, suffering, friendships, time, money. People just like you, wondering where and how to create an organized lifestyle. This podcast offers expert tips and solutions for your clutter obstacles. My name is Rachel Seavey, and this is the Hoardganize Podcast.
Hey, collectors. Welcome to the Hoardganize Podcast. I am your host, professional organizer, Rachel Seavey. And today we are talking about the P word. And I mean paperwork. We are going to be covering paperwork organization, what to keep, and for how long. I'm sure you have stacks of paper that you need to sort, need to go through. Well, this handy dandy checklist will be very helpful when you come across a document. You might not know whether you should keep it, and you might not know how long to keep it. So definitely grab your pen, paper, something to write with, and take some notes. I will also be offering this podcast as a free printable. And check out hoardganize.com for that link, or you can email me at hoardganize@gmail.com. Okay, collectors, I hope you have your writing utensils and you're ready to go. The first category, we'll be covering 4 categories of paperwork today. The first category of paperwork are items that you want to keep for up to a year. So this kind of category contains bills. For instance, your cable bill, your utility bill, your insurance bill, your electric bill, your phone bill, your credit card bills, any other bills that you might have, investment statements, which I'll get to in a minute, copies of checks that are not tax deductible. Usually you want to keep these kinds of items for up to a year, and they're generally for reference purposes and not for tax or legal purposes. Investment statements are one that I find that people just hang on to for decades. And the truth of the matter is, once that investment statement has reached your mailbox, it's already out of date. Your portfolio might have had some gains or some losses or some interest accrued or some whatever. So if you're keeping them because you think they're accurate, they're not. Financial investment statements are something that you can keep for up to a year, and then you can shred them. I always recommend shredding anything that's got your account information or any kind of financial information on it. Definitely want to shred those. So that's the first category, items to keep for up to a year. The second category is for our favorite time of the year, income taxes. What are you going to keep for 7 years? Some people recommend 10 years. Things that you want to keep for 7 years for strictly tax-related purposes are income records, business tax information, expenses, tax deductible expenses. Your investment portfolios will send you statements at the end of the year to keep for your taxes. Donation receipts. I know we all are collecting those right now, right? So these are the kinds of things that are being kept for 7 years for tax purposes. Basically, cover your butt in case you get audited. The third category of paperwork, this is paperwork that you're going to want to keep while it's active. For instance, these are home records, whether you own or you rent. If you've got home improvement receipts, mortgage information, anything that regards you investing money in your home or in the home that you're renting should be kept while you're in that home. And if you end up selling that home, you should keep it for all that information for 7 years for your tax purposes. if that makes sense. Another category of things that you're going to want to keep while active are car records. So this could be maintenance, this could be pink slip, this could be, excuse me, loan information, anything that has to do with with car records. Definitely want to keep while you still own that vehicle. So it could be a boat, it could be a plane, it could be an RV. It doesn't just have to be a car. Whatever kind of vehicle records you have, you should definitely keep those. And if you sell the vehicle, you probably want to keep some of the information, at least the sales information for your taxes for 7 years. Another item that should be definitely kept while active are important medical records. These definitely can be kept longer if desired. If you've got any sort of medical emergencies or if you want to track medical progress while you're still alive and dealing with that medical issue, you definitely want to keep pertinent medical records. Another thing you're going to want to keep while active are any kind of custody or divorce or alimony agreements that you have, anything legal that has to do with your finances, you definitely want to keep while active. So if it's a custody agreement, for instance, you're definitely going to want to keep that document while your child is still underage. Other items that you want to keep while active would be things like your pet's records, any sort of pet medical records, any sort of pet medication information. While you still own that pet, you definitely want to keep those documents. Gym memberships, that's another one. Any kind of membership that you have, whether it's at the yoga studio or it's art class, any kind of membership that you currently have, you're going to want to keep that information for reference, mostly while active. Now, our last category are documents that you want to keep forever. And there really aren't that many that you want to keep forever. So we'll start with certificates. You've got marriage certificates, birth certificates, death certificates, social security cards, passports. You're going to want to keep your educational documentation. So those are your grades and anything, certificates, diplomas, degrees, awards, honors. You're going to want to keep those things, not only for personal satisfaction and to put up and feel proud about, but just in case you want to advance your education or you need to refer back to these documents for some reason, you definitely want to hang on to those. Trusts, deeds, original stocks and bonds, definitely want to keep those safe and keep them forever. Unless you want to do something with them, you can speak with your financial person. I always recommend keeping these kinds of documents, marriage certificates, death certificates, these kinds of things in a fireproof safe or in a safety deposit box, just so that they're protected. They're super hard to replace. They're a pain in the neck to replace. And if you want to travel or if you need anything, you're going to want to have these handy and safe at all times. So those are the 4 categories of paperwork that I will be discussing on this episode. We have keep for up to 1 year, keep for 7 years, keep while it's active, and keep forever. I will be having this printable on hoardganize.com under this episode, or you can email me at hoardganize@gmail.com, and I'd be glad to send you this free download right over. Hopefully it'll help you while you're organizing your paperwork. If you haven't joined our Facebook group yet, what the heck are you doing? Well, I am just trying to figure it out, but it's not too late. So you can find us under the Hoardganize Podcast Facebook page and then ask to join our private group. We are doing a lot of caring and a lot of sharing, and it's super inclusive and super fun. I'm also still offering Tuesdays, 4 p.m. Pacific, you can meet with me and other collectors, and we will be going through projects together. We'll be working simultaneously on items that are important to us, and you'll have the chance to ask me any kind of question that you might have about your project. Again, that's Tuesdays, 4 p.m. Pacific, and you can find the link to that on the Hoardganize Podcast page as well. If you are watching this on YouTube, please make sure that you're subscribed, click that thumbs up button, leave a comment. I love hearing from you. And if you're listening to me on Apple Music or iTunes, Spotify, iHeartRadio, whatever you're listening to, please leave me a super duper review. I will greatly appreciate it. It really helps get the podcast out there to people that need to listen and get their lives in order. Until next time, collectors. And remember, happiness is a place between too little and too much.
Thank you for listening to the Hoardganize Podcast. Please make sure you're subscribed and join our Hoardganize Podcast Facebook page and get additional tips and challenges.